Thank you very much, Mr. President. I wish to request leave, Mr. Deputy President, to stand in support of breast cancer awareness. I, being a 5-year breast cancer survivor, I want to encourage my fellow females especially to do your annual mammogram and also take action on any abnormality that you may see. Know your body and take immediate action, because I always reflect on my own experience, and I believe that early detection can save lives. And it was out of early detection on my routine physical I was able to detect a very early cancer that I was able to deal with. So I continue to advocate and to encourage my fellow women to do likewise. I am a bit disturbed because I recall that I was told that at age 40 you should start doing your mammograms. However, I have a young, I would call her a niece, at 26 was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she may be at stage 3 already and is receiving chemotherapy before surgery. So it appears that detection is necessary even before age 40. But I will leave it to the physicians, to the doctors, to advise on it, but also for each individual to really take care of themselves and ensure that they could do what is necessary to reduce the risk of cancer. It is not to say that the men ought not to do the same, because statistics have shown that men have also suffered from breast cancer as well. Mr. Deputy President, I also wish to extend my voice to Mr. Norman Charlemagne, a stalwart in the communication industry, and it is so sad that he suffered from a traffic accident, and I would like to wish him a speedy recovery. I also note that there is a plea on his behalf for blood at the OKEU hospital, and those of us who can do that, I really would like to encourage you to assist. Also, as we celebrate, I would say, Teacher Appreciation Day, I would like to salute the teachers who have shaped me in who I am today. I want to especially single out the principal, my then principal of the Castries Comprehensive School, Dame Lawrence Laurent. On this day, as strict as she was, she assisted in shaping me. Also, my stage 1 teacher, Miss Henny Carter at the Ave Maria School, my standard 4 teacher, Miss Rebecca Megay, and my Montec shorthand teacher, Miss Louise McVeigh. There were many more teachers, but some of them have gone to the great beyond. And so for those who are living, I really want to extend my appreciation to them for what they've done to me. I want to congratulate Senator Lisa Jawair on her election as Vice President of the Parliamentary Pan America's whatever it is. I think Senator Jawair comes with the action orientation and the analytical focus for her to represent St. Lucia on this August body. Mr. Vice President, I stand in support of this motion to borrow the sum of $6,276,000 in support of capital expenditure from the Special Development Fund to support the Youth Economy Project. Mr. Deputy President, who cannot support a loan to assist the youth of this country? Who cannot support a loan that will provide assistance by way of grants, of loans, of capacity building to support youth in transforming their hobbies into entrepreneurship and their skills into business? Mr. Deputy President, the Youth Economy Agency is a unique agency only found in St. Lucia. It is not an agency for youth development only. It is a youth economy that causes youth to develop themselves into entrepreneurs or to prepare themselves for employment. That is different to youth development. And so we have a Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, which is completely different to the Youth Economy Agency. And so, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Deputy President, we see an agency that is transforming lives of young persons. We see an agency that has human beings. We need to humanize the Youth Economy Agency so that we don't scatter ourselves all over the place talking about built hotels and building and 90% complete. The Youth Economy Agency, Mr. Deputy President, assists young human beings. We'll want to look at unemployment figures and say ILO versus Statistics Department and so on. But at the end of the day, the touching of lives of young people is really what matters. And Mr. Deputy President, the very same youth who some claim got assistance and is not novel and so on, were the very same youth that came out on July 26, 2021 and rejected what they got. These are the youth. But the youth also, those who are benefiting and will benefit from the youth economy will speak again when the next bell is rung. So So crying for the youth right now, the youth don't want cries. The youth want people to come and apologize for how they were treated during the period 2016 to 2021. It is time we stop believing that the 43%ers exist. Because the 43%ers are the ones who are out there listening and in some cases laughing at what they hear on the other side because it sounds so much like a joke. So $10 million was given for SMMEs or MSMEs and so on. They didn't feel it. That is why they rejected it. But an agency now that will target or is targeting people who are not, young people who are not as academically inclined. You know, when we grew up, Mr. Deputy President, your parents told you, you must learn for you to be a lawyer, for you to be a doctor, for you to be a police officer, for you to be a teacher. But now the young people are looking at their hobbies. As a parent, I myself could not understand when my 22-year-old son says, "Mommy, I want to go into fitness. I want to be a personal trainer," and went online and did courses on personal training and is now training people. So I said, "But why don't you stick to engineering?" He says, "Mommy, that's what I love." These are the hobbies that are being transformed into entrepreneurship. These are the young people. The young people have a kind of brain now that they will look at different things. There was a little fair at the Leclerc playing field, and you had young people putting cheesecake on a lollipop stick. Think of the creativity of these young minds. That is what the government of St. Lucia is supporting. This is what the Youth Economy Agency is about. Mr. Deputy President, I just came from Dallas, where the Beaufort Foundation put on the 5th annual Red Tie Gala in honor of my deceased son. And you know who provided the entertainment in Dallas? Our groovy soca monarch, Arthur Ale, and Mr. Alden Elmo Noville, a young musician who plays the ukulele. I was so proud to present these young people to the patrons of the gala to show them what we can produce in St. Lucia. I know for sure that Mr. Elmo got support from the Youth Economy Agency. Where would he have gotten it before? Mr. Deputy President, I listened to our acclaimed musician, Boo Hinkson, and he said, as a musician, it was difficult to take his CDs to the bank to transform it into collateral to get loans. The youth economy is looking at these very same young people who are going into music and sports and fitness and digital media and all of these things and assisting them by way of grants and loans to grow their business. This is the Youth Economy Agency. Who can cry for that, Mr. Deputy President? For the past 6 months, here's what the Youth Economy Agency has done. They have trained 92 young persons in the north and south of the island in business planning, and there is another cohort of an additional 60 young people who will be trained by year end. For First thing, foundation, business planning. How to plan your business. How to develop a proper business plan. Because yes, people may have ideas, but it's not all ideas that may be transformed into sustainable business. And so the youth economy is preparing these young people to have solid businesses. Again, the Beaufort Foundation put on what is called the BJ Yes program, the Beaufort Youth Exploring Skills. And this year, we trained 160 young people at the National Skills Development Center, NSDC, in bread, cake, and pastry making, in sound engineering, in digital media, in hair design and cosmetology, and in nail art. I heard some people saying cosmetology is not new. But you know what it meant, Mr. Deputy President? The training manager of the NSDC said, one of the young men, and this is our third year that we're putting on that training program, one of the young men who was trained in barbering last year is now renting a chair at a barber. Okay? So it is not just cosmetology. Now ask us ladies, when we have to go to a function, how important it is for us to do some makeup, do a little transformation of our face, do a little nails, get our hair done. A lot of young ladies now are going into natural hairstyles. We need people to braid them. So cosmetology, going to take cosmetology and say this is not new. Some skill that can cause people to get into their own business, open a little, put a little chair in front of their house and help people. Let us look nice as young people. Every single man wants a barber, unless you Rasta. So if we get someone who can be trained in barbering and a young person rent a chair at a barber, you're going to say that the Youth Economy Agency is just, cosmetology, it's nothing new, right? It's nothing new. But the unemployment figures that we're looking at, and we want to argue whether it's ILO or Statistics Department figures, you will see these figures coming down very soon. Because when the youth economy takes off and our young people start to get into employment, you will see they get into Jamaica figures. You want to look for Jamaica figures? You're going to compare Little St. Lucia with Big Jamaica and look for 4%. You will see 4% very soon. Because at the rate the government is doing, the comprehensive plan of the government, you will see unemployment figures going down. But we will come to the crying and we'll tell you why you have to cry for people, not us. You must cry for what you have inflicted on the people of St. Lucia. Zable shift goalpost. Look at mutual money for shift goalpost la. Mr. Deputy President, the Youth Economy Agency just completed training of 28 young people in digital marketing, an essential component of business planning. Now you have social media, so it is less expensive to reach the target market, okay, using digital media. The attention that is paid to the youth economy demonstrates the government's confidence in the people of St. Lucia. Mr. Deputy President, it also shows the ability of our young business people to provide support to each other through networking and through linkages. So, to denounce the youth economy as if it's nothing new and whatever, all what y'all said y'all did for the youth of St. Lucia. The youth still rejected y'all. Your party feel. We fooled them and they listened because they know who was credible. They know who was credible. So go and have all your town hall meetings and build the town hall meetings, Mr. Deputy President, on a whole set of mistruths and untruths, and come and cry for the 2.5 levy that the people of St. Lucia has accepted as a necessity in order for us to get better treatment at the OKEU and St. Jude Hospital. That is what we have to watch, Mr. Deputy President. The very same people of St. Lucia who we want to cry for, telling us, may si nou bouizwe, pli Bob Sate, no need to pay. Where in the world you going and you're not paying tax? These very same people who want to cry for the people of St. Lucia will go to New York and pay 8% sales tax. We'll go to Jamaica and Trinidad and these places and pay a kind of big taxes, 17.5% VAT in Barbados. We'll go over there and we'll do it. We go over to Barbados to get a visa and we must stop at Chafet on the airport and pay the 17.5%. So a 2.5% levy, you want to cry for the people of St. Lucia, but I'll tell you what the people want to cry for. I will tell you what the people want to cry for. So, Mr. Deputy President, right now, well, since the youth economy opened, the agency opened only 6 months ago, they've gotten over 1,000 applications for grants and loans. And you know what? They have already disbursed 206 of these. Some who want to call the Prime Minister's middle name, their people benefit. Okay? A lot of those who they're shouting, their children benefiting. But we want to come and cry down. Like one of our senators said, no one asking you, who is your father, who is your mother, who is your nenen, who is your power? You know what happened 2016 to 2021? You can have a great-grand aunt who wore a red shirt. Upaka hen job, you can fire. Okay? You could have been the most astute public officer because of a perception that you did not support the government. You were fired. Your contract was not renewed. This is not happening in the youth economy. Every young person who comes before them, they give them advice. They train them and they'll give them grants and loans if their applications are successful. It is not to say that any application that comes will be approved, but they will look through it and ensure that you have a sound business plan. To date, they've disbursed $1 million and we want to calculate the $1 million. But in 6 months, people have benefited. Young people have benefited. And you can go around and you can interview the people. You look on Facebook and you see their happy faces for what they have received from the Youth Economy Agency. And so a loan of $6 million more to support the youth economy is one that every St. Lucian ought to support. But when you listen to the rhetoric of the opposite side and you hear cries, you have a loan that you're going to take of 0.75%, Mr. Deputy President, 0.75%. Mettez ça pour loan là yo te prend pour Uranora Airport. 5% interest, et you can pay contractor a lot, 8% encore en laisse ça. 13% interest. put that alongside a 0.75% interest. Less than 1% interest for a loan to help the young people of St. Lucia. And you know what, Mr. Deputy President? I want to explain to this House the difference between a CDB loan, its disbursement, and some loans we heard about where disbursement went straight to a contractor. Mr. Deputy President, when the Caribbean Development Bank gives a loan, the money is in the Caribbean Development Bank. As you draw down from the loan, just like any commercial bank, the Caribbean Development Bank writes the disbursement and gives the funds. I hear some people want to say loans at the Caribbean Development Bank, the bank holding the money and whatever. As long as the loan is approved, it is considered that it is in the consolidated fund. It's not getting lost there, Mr. Deputy President. It's there, it's on the books. But you draw down on it through payment certificates. Now if it's a construction loan, that construction loan, again, it stays at the Development Bank, the Caribbean Development Bank. And if it's the Ministry of Infrastructure that is the executing agency, as the contractor does the various phases, there is another party called a consultant who certifies these payments, and that certification process is not automatic. A contractor can say, I laid 10 meters of asphalt. The consultant does his verification and he says it was 8 meters of asphalt that was laid. And therefore he certifies payment for the 8 meters of asphalt. So after all of these certifications are done, then he issues that payment certificate to say that I have examined the work that was done by X contractor and he should be paid that amount of money, which the executing agency signs off on and sends it to the Caribbean Development Bank, who pays the contractor directly. And so whatever that is drawn down at the end of the project is what the government of St. Lucia pays. So it is possible to have a $20 million loan, but at the end of the project, you've only spent 18 million. So your repayments are on the basis of the 18 million. That is accountability. That is transparency. Now you put that alongside a loan agreement that you saw where a contractor is already named and the whole money go in his bank account. I don't even want to say where. Who certifies the payments? Who draws down on the loan if it's in his bank account already? How you know what is paid, what is not paid? No accountability, no transparency. That is why we have a 2.5% levy. Because all of these monies that cannot be accounted for, we have something called opportunity cost. Had we gotten these monies today, we would have been in a better position. We would not be crying today. We would be smiling because the hundreds of millions of dollars that were squandered would have been on the books in the consolidated fund, not lost. They would not have been lost in a consolidated fund. How dare you take a creature of the Constitution and say that it would have been lost. How dare you? But it's the same way. There was no deputy speaker. You don't need a deputy speaker. Disregard the Constitution. You disregard it for the Consolidated Fund. You disregard it for the deputy speaker. You disregard it for the vaccines. You have in the Finance Act a clause which says that you cannot give 100% of an advance payment. You can only give 10% of an advance payment, Mr. Deputy President. The Finance Act says so. And you have people giving 100% to someone who has nothing to do with vaccines. The Ministry of Health negotiated a COVAX mechanism for vaccines. Tout le monde te kahen anti AstraZeneca. Masa qualité vaccine nous te kay jwen. Mais si bon Dieu nous pas un vaccine ça ou ça. Mr. Deputy President, I thank God we did not get these vaccines. Because to buy vaccine from an entertainer, cement producer, messieurs, so you take a fair no? All I am asking, Mr. Deputy President, is that our money, the money which belongs to the people of St. Lucia, to the taxpayers of St. Lucia, who they believe need more salary, more this, more that, bring my vaccine money back. Pas dis-moi, c'est mon abon la place, ni pour payer 2.5% levy. Et qu'on y $7 million d'or toujours, et qu'on a dit you get $1 million already. So what? That is the callous nature in which we treat our tax money? No, Mr. Deputy President. Bring the money back. So, Mr. Deputy President, what I see is, through the Youth Economy Agency, is government's interest in securing our future generations, our children, our young people. Because sometimes as a parent, I get scared, wondering what the future will bring for my children. But I'm happy that they have an avenue with the Youth Economy Agency. And I'd like to see what is happening, training them, building capacity, coaching them, mentoring them, and an avenue to give them a little grant, $3,000 to $5,000 grant. I remember when I worked in the Ministry of Commerce in 2003. That will say how old I am. There was a gentleman who had a little cart selling hot dogs by the old Ministry of Education building there. And he came to the Ministry of Commerce and he asked whether he could get assistance to buy a hot dog cart. At the time, the bill he brought was $2,000 to have a hot dog cart so he can sell his hot dog by the ministry. But at the time, there was no avenue, there was no allocation for us to assist. The Youth Economy Agency is open, and I am sure that gentleman will not be young anymore, 20 years ago, but others who have that sort of idea can go to the youth economy and get assistance for them to open little businesses like that. You wonder, Mr. Deputy President, you walk around just Castries there and you see some young people who selling akis, who selling used textbooks, people doing different things. You go to the Taste of St. Lucia shop in Point Seraphine, you see little earrings being done. Young people who doing them, you know. Nice, the Journée Creole earrings as we get into Journée Creole this month. I see you wearing your plaid already, Mr. Deputy President. Our ladies they can get earrings from the Taste of St. Lucia shop. These are ideas. These are ideas that are being turned into businesses, thriving businesses. I was so proud because Export St. Lucia put on...
Senator Jean, you have 10 minutes left?
Yes, that's fine. Export St. Lucia put on an exhibition at the Red Tie Gala in Dallas. And you should see the St. Lucia products that were on display. Now, mind you, they came to display products, but I could tell you at the end of the gala, people were going away and they bought the things that were on display. Sea moss, earrings, coffee, rums, all of the various products, nice clutch bags and different things, bow ties made with madras and these things. That's what the youth economy is about. Don't cry it down. Don't make it look like it's nothing, that, cosmetology is nothing new. It is new, because you know why? Before we were training people in cosmetology, but we did not have the thrust to business enterprise. A lot of what we did, I went to Castries Comprehensive School and one of the things I did was sewing. But sewing for me was just sewing for me, my own self. Now the thrust is you can sew for other people to make money. That's what it is. That's why it is called the youth economy. Building enterprise. That's what it is. So, Madam President, Vice President, my apologies. I want us to remember when some people spoke about building 10 schools for whom? Not for the people of St. Lucia, but for their wives. Let's cry. Let's start to cry. When $32 million was given to Lockerbie to plant plastic grass, come and show us in our beautiful climate how to take out the natural grass that God has given us and put plastic grass in its place. And it cost the people of St. Lucia $32 million. Anuhele baisa. Anuhele. Pula yote by Ernst & Young et Pomandu ka acquire hotel to Patu. Up to now, we don't know what's going into the hotels. See the squandering that was done. Anuhele pusa. Se sanu nipuhele pu. A box that they put on the St. Jude compound costing $118 million when a report that they commissioned told them that they needed $100 million to finish the existing structures. By now the people of St. Jude would have been laying peacefully in a new structure. But we spent $118 million. We spent money to build a road, to divert a road for a horse track. Mr. Deputy President, I heard the leader of government business talk about the Millennium Highway. Mr. Leader of opposition business. My apologies, Mr. Leader of Government Business. I should not be making a mistake like that. But the Millennium Highway project that is in a mess today was started. The contract was awarded by the former administration when they knew full well that the contractor did not have the financial capacity to do the project. I could have told them so, having experience in the Department of Infrastructure, because one of the criteria that you use for evaluating tenders is financial capacity. Now, Semunawaka strike, the road in a mess. That was started under the former administration. And we've seen, based on a lot of the instructions that were given for preferred contractors or selected contractors, why we have that mess down there. So to come now and say, oh, the Millennium Highway started and you cannot finish it. But the government can't finish it in its current state because its foundation was not solid. The foundation on which the decision was made to award the contract was flawed. We knew that. That is why the government is straddled with it. It is time that the government makes a decision on the Millennium Highway. Remember, Mr. Deputy President, we came right here and we had to approve a guarantee for the OKEU hospital for the management now to repay $24 million at OKEU. Porque man vinila pudi yokas transfer from VH to OKEU. That's money that was squandered. So when we go to the town hall meetings, when they go to the town hall meetings, we need to tell the people of St. Lucia the truth. What about the £2,000 a night? Abodi. But, Mr. Deputy President, there is hope. And I want to tell the people of St. Lucia that for the last 2 years, we have seen the difference already under the leadership of Honorable Philip Joseph Pierre. Nuhaka wekletea, nuka we manye, ika lead this country. And we know that in the years to come, we will see it even better. Look at what he's done. He is tackling every single sector of our economy, our youth, our fire officers, our police officers, our civil servants, our pensioners, our teachers, our nurses, every single sector. A scholarship for every household. From all different areas. So there is hope. There is hope in the administration of the St. Lucia Labour Party. The people of St. Lucia will be seeing a new horizon. We have already started to see it. Okay? So the one nickel, that nickel 2.5%, really. Just at least we sakika hele puyo for the 2.5%. They are laughing at you. Stop the narrative. Change the narrative. Right? Listen to the news. I see one television station saying the POV. The POV apa memni fijai. The POV have no faces. Oh, the people speak to the POV. No faces being shown on the POV. But you flip to another station and you're hearing the HTS people. They're going by the market there to speak to the people. They're going down to Viewfort. Your cast 3. Your 2x2 can interview moon. Ek you can wear moon kinifi jai ka weapon. Ek di. They have no problem with the 2.5% levy. All the people are asking for is accountability, is transparency, and putting people in St. Lucia first. And that is what we get from the current administration under the leadership of Honorable Philip J. Pierre. I thank you.